Hi, I'm Roger Cox with rogercox.net. First of all, I want to apologize for the dark glasses. I'm sitting outside and the sun is shining on them, and my glasses just automatically get dark, to protect my eyes. So I apologize that you can't see my eyes, but I'm going to do this thing anyway. I want to talk to those of you out there that are single moms, single mothers. Now, I'm not a single mom, obviously, and so I can't pretend to even completely comprehend the trials and the struggles that you go through on a daily basis as being a single mom. But I do have a small understanding of it. I have some inkling. I was a volunteer for a while with my church as an employment counselor, and many of the people that I worked with were single moms, just like you. And I know that you all are individual. You all have different trials. You have different characteristics, so you're all different, but you also have a lot of things that are in common. And so I know about some of the struggles that you're going through because you've told me. As I sat and listened to your particular situation, you told me, some of those trials and struggles that you were going through. So I want to address that a little bit and some of my feelings and thoughts about that. As a single mom, and I know this about you. This is something that all of you are different, but you all have some common traits and common characteristics. And I know that you want to do the best you can for your kids. Now that you are single, you have that. You just seem to have that added incentive to do right with your kids. So that puts a lot of stress on you just to begin with. Just that stress of trying to be the best you can be, and sometimes it's very overwhelming because you want to be there for them when your kids are going through the things that they go through, the trials and the struggles. You want to be there when they have their first accomplishments, whether that's a smiley face on their first paper from school. You want to be able to go to their school activities, back to the school nights and to the sports and to the children. And you want to be there for your kids in their achievements. And I know this also about you, that you also want to be there in those times when they need you. Whether that be things that happen at school, with their grade school or elementary school or junior high school. There's going to be times when they're going to struggle and they're going to have some challenges, with other people, with other kids, and you just naturally want to protect them and you want to be there for them. And at the very least, you want to be there to listen to them so that they can talk to you. You want to be a support to your kids. I know that about you as a single mom, and it makes it very tough because you're trying to do that all on your own. To add to that, not only do you want to provide a stable family life and provide for their emotional needs, but you also want to provide for their material needs. You want to be able to give them enough food to eat. You want to be able to give them at least some nice clothes that they can wear so they won't be made fun of, whatever at school. You want to provide some of the material things. You want to be able to have enough income that you can do that, and and you just feel like you need to provide materially for your kids, and that kind of weighs on your mind. And I've heard this from a lot of the parents. They struggle about and they feel inadequate, that they're not just being able to do enough for their kids. Either whether that be emotionally or financially. I know that you've told me that. What makes it tough is that in today's, at least in America, most two-income families are struggling to make ends meet. And so if two-income families are struggling to get by, the fact that you're trying to do it on your own because you have to, and you just suck it up and you do it, but it's a real struggle for you, trying to replace the income of two income earners with just your income. Sometimes because of your kids or your circumstances, you just can't work enough hours to be able to provide the income that you need. When your kids are small, you can put them into daycare, but daycare costs a lot, and the daycare facilities are getting to be fewer and fewer because of regulations that they have to follow. So you want to be with your kids. You want to spend some time with your kids, which makes having a full-time job difficult, because with a full-time job, most of the time you have particular hours that you are expected to be there for, and sometimes you have some flexibility, but not always, and sometimes not as much flexibility as you want, because if you start taking too much time off for your kids, it could jeopardize your employment as a full-time worker. But not only that, a lot of you are, for whatever reason, are unable to work full-time. Either you can't find full-time work because because of the economy, and so you don't have full-time work, or you just, like I said, because of the needs of your kids, you can only work part-time. And so if you can't find full-time work and you need more money, you have just a couple of options. Really, you can look for another part-time job, which just what it does is you might get a little bit more money, but it also increases the amount of time that you're away from your kids. So it's kind of a catch-22. Typically, your part-time work doesn't pay as full-time work. So again, you're struggling with another barrier, another challenge there that you as a single mom are trying to overcome. You're in a lot of places where you do work. It's a sad fact, but there is gender. What's the word I want to say? There's discrimination. There's gender discrimination, along with age discrimination. Depending on how old you are, which means you won't get the promotions that you would like to have, and you won't get the pay increases that you would like to have. And the reality is that even if you do get the raises and the promotions, they may not be able to bring you in the money that you need to replace the two earner incomes that we're so used to. So you have a lot of challenges. You have a lot of difficulties in raising, trying to be a single mom and to provide for them in the way that you would like to provide for them. Colette is a person that I know. I first met her 12 to 13 years ago, and I was actually introduced to her a couple of years ago, and I got to meet her. Colette was a single mom living in California, which, as you know, is a very expensive place to live in if you live along the coast type thing, which she did. Very expensive. She's like I said, a single mom. She has 4 kids that I know of. She may have more, but I know of 4 at least, and 2 of those were daughters who had cystic fibrosis, who have cystic fibrosis. And as you know, cystic fibrosis can be expensive. Any medical condition that you're trying to treat can be expensive. And so here was Colette. She was trying to take care of her 4 children, 2 of them which had significant needs. When you're a caregiver to someone with some needs, first it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of energy, and it takes, in some cases, a lot of money. And as a single mom, sometimes you don't have much of any of those 3. Well, here's Colette. She's trying to take care of her kids. She did have a job. It was a full-time job, but it was difficult for her, and she was struggling. And so in the process of taking care of her 2 daughters, someone gave her a product that said, try this. It might help you. It might help your daughters, and it might make some difference. And to make a long story short, it did. And she decided that she would like to continue giving her daughters, this product. But finally, her time. Single mom, and she's only got so much income coming into the household, and the product was just another expense. I mean, even though it was helping her daughters, it was more money that she had to come up with. So she decided that she would like to join this company and become a distributor for them, just to make back the money so that the product was free. She was only trying to provide the product to her daughters so that they would have the help that they need. And so she did, and she started out, and she began promoting the product, and began. It was a network marketing company, so she began getting some other distributors to work with her, and eventually she went on to become the top earner in the company. And today she's still doing in that company, and she's still up there at the top. So she overcome some of the difficulties. Now, one of her daughters did pass away. But the other daughter, at this point, now has grown up, is married, and has a family of her own. So that Colette was able to provide, with this income opportunity, was able to provide some help for her daughters at a time when she was struggling, and when her daughters were struggling, when she needed it. So here's the thing: if you're a single mom and you're struggling with trying to raise your kids, and also to bring in an adequate income at the same time, you've got a lot of things stacked against you at the very beginning, and so you have to start looking at maybe some other options. You can get a part-time job. Maybe it will help. Maybe it won't. You can get a full-time job. Maybe it will help. Maybe it won't. Because again, you got these restrictions on you when you're working these jobs. What a lot of single moms are finding is that if they can do something like network marketing, they work on it on their time. They're flexible. They can work on it when the kids are taking a nap or whatever. They have more flexibility, and they're in control of their own lives. You know, they decide when they want to go to their kids' recital. They can just, you know, they schedule their income. They schedule their work around that, and many of them are making good incomes, and more income than they ever could have made working at a job or working, you know, part-time job especially. So this is getting a little long. It's about twice the length of most of my videos, but you know, I can't claim I completely understand what you're going through as a single mom, but I see some of that, and you've told me some of that, and there's the part that I do know. Just, you know, I ache for you because it's really tough. You're doing a hard job. Most of you are doing an excellent job of raising your kids with the resources that you have. You're doing really well. But sometimes you just need just a little more financial help, and that the job, you just don't have the opportunity to make more income from your job, and you need a little more. So I would encourage you to at least take a look at network marketing and see if it might fit for you. There's some bad companies out there, but there's also some very good companies, and you can find those good companies, and it might be the solution for you. Kind of a tough topic. But I thought I needed to talk about it. And again, I'm here if you want to talk about income opportunities. If you want to talk about, you know, I'm no expert on raising kids by any means. But if you just need someone to talk to, you know, you can contact me. Again, my name is Roger Cox, rogercox.net, and my contact information is on my blog, which is at rogercox.net. That's rogercox.net. And I have a Facebook page as well, Health and Freedom with Roger Cox. So get in touch with me, contact me, let's talk. And if you like this, you know, show me some love, put on, you know, the sharing, you know, the little like buttons, the thumbs up, and you know the routine. Share it and share it with your friends who are single moms and are struggling, and just can't see how they're going to be able to make it through. Help them out. I hope you have a great day, and we'll be talking to you soon on another video. Thanks.